You are listening to Curious Cat, the podcast that examines the shadowy space where science and the supernatural collide. And I'm your host, Jennifer Holtz. Join me every week as I explore what it means to be a soul in a meat suit. Welcome to Curious Cat. Hello. Take a deep breath with me. Breathe in fresh air down to your toes. Feel it swirl through your veins, collecting up that smoky, sticky energy that doesn't serve you. And now exhale. You may even cough a couple seconds. What I'm learning, and we're well into 2023, it's teaching us to put ourselves first. Like that advertisement that we receive on an airplane by the crew. It's critically important we take that metaphorical breath from the oxygen mask first before we assist others. That's the lesson we have to learn and master this year. Self-care comes first. It's a hard one, isn't it? We're trained to put ourselves last, especially caregivers. If you are in any role where you have to take care of little ones or older people in your community, you are almost conditioned to put yourself last and to feel guilty if you actually think of your own needs when your stomach growls, but somebody else needs attention. Well, 2023 is a brutal teacher because if you don't listen to those first inklings of taking care of yourself first, when you sense that first tingle in your throat that a cold is coming on, or that first ache in your stomach that you're not eating well or forgetting to eat, or that first kind of ache in your ankle because maybe you're not stretching before you are doing any sort of activity, or if you're feeling that depression and anxiety kind of like a cloak over your shoulders and your brain because you're forgetting to take a few minutes to get out and breathe fresh air in nature, even if it's downpouring. 2023 is going to make sure if you don't listen to it in that quiet whisper that you start listening when it gets louder and louder and louder until it's debilitating. So I had scheduled this episode is actually going to focus on Archangel Uriel, and it's interesting how the two subject matters of self-care and Archangel Uriel are coalescing. I don't even know the path this episode is going to take. I just feel compelled to put it out there the way that the universe keeps shoving it in my face to do. So thanks for bearing with me and any awkward places in the episode, because this is really delivered out of love, like everything else that I'm putting into the airwaves. It's love for you, and hopefully my voice will help you change your inner voice from mean girl-ness to a kind, loving friend. The way that you speak to the loved ones in your life is how I want you to speak to yourself. So that's another goal for 2023. I had this whole episode before Christmas that was all about simple ways to take care of ourselves. And I think I will not be doing that in the coming year in this fashion, but there are simple things that you can do to start out your day and steal just moments, 30 seconds here, 5 minutes there, so that you're always able to take that breath for yourself and make sure you're centered and you have what you need. And if you don't, you find a way to get that this day. I know that one trick that a lot of people use, and it doesn't work for me, but I'm going to put it out there in case it works for you, is to set your alarm about 10 minutes early. And even if you don't spring out of bed and get a quiet cup of coffee by yourself before the rest of the household wakes up, even if that 10-minute alarm gives you permission to stretch your legs under the covers and just savor those 10 minutes of peace and warmth and comfort before the craziness of the day begins, that could be a beautiful beginning to your day. Once you are in the kitchen area, if you have a couple minutes or maybe 30 seconds, take a deep breath and look out a window that's nearby and really lock eyes with the sky and really feel the earth and the universe, and maybe make it a little mini meditation to release any stress and anxiety for the day, even if it's just one thing, back to the universe in love, and feel the weight of it slough off of your shoulders. If you're like me and there's little paws or little feet that are surrounding you and hanging on your ankles and your knees, or beckoning for help and assistance in the morning, and it's like a rush to get out to the school bus or to get the pets out to exercise before you have to go to work, still try to fight for 15 seconds to take a deep breath. And if you're able to brew a cup of coffee while you're stirring your spoon through your coffee, say something loving into your cup of coffee. It seems silly at first, but I do it every morning now. I will spin my spoon through and say, health, happiness, or whatever words come through your brain, the things that you need. Sprinkle that sentiment into your coffee or your tea as you're stirring it. And then every time you sip, you're nurturing yourself with those words, and you're making sure that's your intention for the day that is acknowledged in the liquid that's being consumed in every action after that moment. If you are someone that has to drive people around in the morning, kids to school or what have you, or older folks to medical appointments, or yourself to work, don't just turn on the radio and just blank out. Make maybe what you're doing behind the wheel a meditation of sorts. See how you're flowing with the traffic, like water through a course, like water down a craggy steps, and you're making your way through smooth and easy, and make it a meditation. Just change your mindset about that mad rush. If you can, if you get to control the radio dial or your, your playlist, your Spotify or Apple Music, put on a song that gives you energy, that gives you that tingly, happy vibration. It's a little gift to yourself before the day begins. Steal moments throughout the day. If you have to take a bathroom break during your shift, if you, just take extra time with care to wash your hands and lather the soap, and enjoy the process and see it as an act of self-love. Even though it's a simple thing that we just do without thinking, take it back and make it something that is an expression of love to yourself. Once the crazy day outside the house has calmed and you're back, try to do the same thing. Just find places where you can steal those moments and flip the script on them and make them about you. Even if it's you're alone in the kitchen doing the dishes after dinner, make it quiet contemplation while you're sudsing the dishes and setting the kitchen to rights. If you're able to, and you have that ability to take a bubble bath, throw some salt in there, and really steam yourself. If not, and you only have time for a 2-minute shower, just breathe in the steam and have an affirmation that you're healthy and that you're well and that you're taken care of and that you're safe. Give yourself an affirmation, almost a mantra in the shower, and breathe it in and then exhale all that anxiety, all the worry, all the stress of the day, and let it run down the drain. Just watch it swirl around your toes and run down the drain. I mention all this to you because I'm still recovering from a flu I got a month and a half ago. And if I do too much, if I forget to drink water or rest when my body is screaming at me to stop with aches and pains, then the illness tries to come back. Like, even knowing this, I slip up. I've slipped up a bunch. I forget myself. I take myself for granted. And no angel embodies this better than Archangel Uriel. If you haven't heard of him, I know you're like a lot of people, and I hope after this episode, you'll fall madly in love with this essential celestial being. Uriel's name is well known in Russian Orthodox Church faithful. His name translates literally to God is my flame. In the Gnostic book, The Secret Book of John, written by Zebedee's son and James's brother, Uriel is said to be placed in charge of the demons. He is the third angel named in the Testament of Solomon. He is mentioned in the second book of Esdras, found in biblical Apocrypha, in which Ezra asks God a slew of questions, and Uriel is sent by God to instruct him. In the Christian apocryphal Gospels, Uriel and his role differ depending on the source. In one, Uriel was critically important to the rescue of Jesus' cousin, John the Baptist, from the massacre of the innocents, ordered by King Herod. He carries John and his mother, Saint Elizabeth, to join the Holy Family after their flight into Egypt. That reunion is depicted in Leonardo da Vinci's Virgin of the Rocks. If you haven't seen this Da Vinci painting or think you haven't seen it, do a quick web search. I'm sure it'll be familiar to you. Uriel is seated on the right, and he has auburn curls and wears a gray and coral kind of tunic thing. And when I meditate and ask for Uriel's protection, I always somehow visualize him wearing brown robes. But there are actually a lot of people that depict Uriel as a female energy. And again, we've talked about this in the past when it comes to angels, but there's no right or wrong. 99.999% of them were never in human form. They're celestial beings. So they embody all of the genders, all of the masculine and feminine. So there is no right or wrong. More from the Christian depictions from Wikipedia, Uriel is regarded as the spirit or one of the cherubs of the third chapter of Genesis. So he's not named in Genesis per se, but he's one of those cherubs. He's also identified as one of the angels who helped bury Adam and Abel in Eden. He checked the doors of Egypt for lamb's blood during the plague. He also holds the key to the pit during the end times, and he led Abraham to the west. Now, when they talked about in Wikipedia the pit, I did a deep dive on that, and that's just a metaphor for hell, which you probably got right away. It took me some time because I just don't align him with hell, but somehow he kind of oversees that realm, and he's called the brother of Lucifer. In modern angelology, Uriel is identified variously as seraphim. We talked about him being a cherub, a regent of the sun, which is, I see him in that sense, a flame of God, angel of the divine presence, presider over Tartarus, or Tartarus, however you say it, which is another name for hell. He's an archangel of salvation, and in later scriptures, he's identified with Phanuel, who is God has turned. He's often depicted carrying a book or maybe a papyrus scroll, which represents wisdom. Uriel is also the patron saint of arts and sciences. The Anglicans and Coptic Christians of Ethiopia venerate Archangel Uriel. According to the latter, 11th of July is his feast day. In the Ethiopian homily on the Archangel Uriel, he's depicted as one of the great archangels and as the Angelus Interpres, who has interpreted prophecies to Enoch and Ezra and the helper of both of them. According to that homily, at the time of the crucifixion of Jesus, Uriel dipped his wing in the blood and water flowing from Christ's flank and filled a cup with it. He carried that cup, he and the Archangel Michael, and rushed into the world, sprinkling it all over Ethiopia. In every place where a drop of that blood fell, a church was built. Thus, Uriel is often depicted carrying a chalice filled with the blood of Christ in Ethiopian Orthodox iconography. He's also listed as an angel of the four winds in the medieval Jewish book of the angel Raziel, which lists him as Uziel, Usiel, or Uzziel, according to that. This book was inscribed on a sapphire stone and handed down from the seraphim to Metatron and then to Adam, which we have spoken of in a past episode. In the 16th century, Archangel Uriel appeared before the Sicilian friar Antonio Loduca and told him to build a church in the Termini area. Loduca told Pope Pius IV about the apparition. The Pope then asked Michelangelo to design the church. It is the Church of Santa Maria degli Angeli e Dei Martiri, located in Esestra Plaza, and I'm sure I mangled some of that. But it's in Italy, and it's still there. And it's strange because they changed part of the facade, and so actually from the exterior, it looks like it's ruins, but you go inside and it's this glorious, gorgeous church. Uriel represents the physical realm, and because of that, he's associated with matters such as one's health and finances. Also, he's the patron archangel of magic and magicians. Typically, his association with direction is north, which I think of him as when I'm invoking him to protect me during my meditations. His element is earth. His season is winter, which makes it beautiful that we're talking about him now. His tarot suit is the Pentacles, if you like learning about the tarot. From Julie Jancis's book, Angels and Awakenings, Archangel Uriel helps healers fully develop their spiritual gifts, build a business in any line of work that best serves the collective in raising the vibration of Earth, and also to teach what they've learned, to help them teach that knowledge to other people. I wanted to stop here for a second and add two notes of my own. First, if you remember from past episodes, that EL at the end of Uriel, that means of God, and it indicates that he was never a human. He was always in celestial form. The second thing I wanted to add is he's the angel that's been most instrumental to me in helping me build my podcast. In many ways, I wish I'd kicked off my angel episodes with Uriel. So Uriel is also the angel of Mars. He is said to have warned Noah about the great flood. But I wanted to go back to what Julie Jancis said about Uriel, because she really dug into him in depth. She said, in order for humanity to heal on a deeper level and come to a place of peace, Archangel Uriel says new pathways of healing must be developed. He says you can view it as healing highways. Jancis says she was shown that before recent times, there were only a handful of ways to heal. Those were yoga, hypnotherapy, meditation, Reiki energy healing, sound therapy, psychic mediumship. But now there are thousands more healing highways and thousands more teachers, I want to add. New ways for souls to experience awakenings and to connect with the right people to help them on their path. The energy completely shifted in 2011, Jancis said. There's been less shame and spiritual gatekeeping, though I see this all too often. And that's me speaking, not Julie Jancis. I do see some spiritual gatekeeping still happening. But that's okay. We're making progress. I don't want to linger on that. At the present, Uriel confirms that healers are being called to bridge different forms of healing, thanks to what Spirit is revealing to them. In fact, Uriel's message is that your gift or gifts are not supposed to look like anyone else's. It is unique to you. That's because it's what you need exactly to serve the souls you were sent here to help. She emphasizes this next part, so I'll read it verbatim. Imagine yourself serving other souls here on earth. How many souls are you able to help in your lifetime? 10,000, 100,000, a million, more? Ask Spirit to show you a number and allow it to come to you. Now, take that number and see that many orbs behind your back, like big spheres of light. Those are the higher selves of the souls you're here to help in this lifetime. Their energy is behind you, pushing you to become who you will be, because when you become that healer, you influence their path and shift their trajectory. Archangel Uriel says that you're part of a group of healers here who must take action because your path influences other souls' life paths. When every healer rises to this calling, the 7.5 billion souls on earth will have all the healing highways they need to heal the collective and shift the planet. So how do we get there? Well, healers are born from fire, and the work it takes to grow into the person you are to be. Healers are sculpted from their life experiences. They are empathetic to the pain of others. They synthesize all that information and they deliver Spirit's messages through teachings, videos, social media posts, books, podcasts, YouTube channels, and even upcoming technology. I wanted to stop here and give a few healer fun facts. Did you know that healers feel or go through things days, weeks, months, or even years before the collective does? This process gives them the tools needed to guide the collective through a massive energy shift. And I have to say, that can be rough, going through the collective stuff before most others are even aware of it. It makes you feel isolated. It can make you emotionally frustrated, you name it. And maybe that's why anyone I know with psychic abilities is also addicted to knowing the predictions of other psychics. It's how we find our community, isn't it? And feel less lost and crazy. But back to Jancis. Here's another healer fun fact. When healers compare their lives to others, they often feel as though they've been through more in their life than others have. And again, I have to interject here. I think that might be true for some, but for me, what feels more accurate is saying that healers are aware that we are all going through things and we've gone through some major stuff. So we're very highly aware that we all are going through some serious stuff all the time. Sorry, I had to convey that. Jancis said, this is because we can't help others heal if we haven't needed healing in our own lives. Spirit puts experiences in our path that allow us to learn firsthand so that we can teach firsthand. Your life experiences make healers into the people they need to be to reach the souls we're here to help. Yeah, I said that before, but it's worth repeating. For you healers out there, Know that you become a better healer with each soul you serve. That's kind of a comfort, isn't it? A final fact about healers. Sometimes, right when healers sign up for a training program, they feel their abilities expand and grow. I'm talking prior to the training, but like as you're filling out the form and putting down the money for that class. That's because the mere act of signing up to learn how to heal is a huge red flag to the universe that says, oh, your free will. You're using your free will to say, I want to learn to be a better healer. Well, you've got it. And snap, it happens just like that. Archangel Uriel says healers are born of fire because we are leaders, trailblazing a new path. And family, that is very hard going, isn't it? Like me, if you're like me and you're a cross-country skier, then think of this whole thing as that snowy path where no one's skied in that area yet, and you are pushing forward. It's hard to move forward and carve out that fresh path. But by doing that work, every skier behind you has an easier time because of your work. And in that spirit, if you're a healer, call on Archangel Uriel to help you fine-tune your spiritual gifts, to help you interpret messages accurately, and to turn up the spiritual volume. If you teach, ask Archangel Uriel to give you the right words and maybe even the right stories to illustrate your point. In her workbook, Jancis offers questions to connect our energy to Uriel, and I think they're very valuable. I'm going to show them to you. I'm going to share them with you with my responses in love, and hopes it helps you to feel encouraged to give this a try. So her first question is, am I a healer? If so, in what way? So my answer was, you show others there's an imperfect path to becoming more spiritual. It's awkward. It's fits and starts and stops and starts again. All of this encourages others. Perfection intimidates. Flaws invite others to lean in. I love that because that is so me, right? All my uglies are out here for you guys, all the flaws. I even asked my audio engineer to keep my flaws and my funny noises in this track when I publish my episodes so that it doesn't come across as like weirdly AI. The second question in her workbook is, how am I here to serve humanity? And my answer was, teach people to transform fear into curiosity, then curiosity to love through stories. Her third question in the workbook is, how can I develop my gifts further? Well, we talked about that. Reach out to Uriel. He'll show you the path. I also received that I'm supposed to ask the universe to help with all of my heavy lifting. And I encourage you to do that as well. That's a message I've been getting throughout 2023, that universe is waiting to share the load with us. So let's do it. The fourth question is, what have I experienced in my life that's prepared me for my journey as a healer? Well, you as a listener know some of it. My parents' divorce when I was young, not feeling wanted at times, psychological abuse by some people, scarcity, fear, inconsistency, conditional love, a sick child, death of my mother-in-law and my beloved father. And question 5, will I teach other healers one day? And the answer I received was, yes, you are. And you won't ever know the who's and how's, and that is okay. The question 6 was, Archangel Uriel, what signs, colors, or numbers do you use to communicate with me? How will I know when you're around? Well, I don't really want to get specific about the answer I received because I want you to receive the perfect answer for yourself here. I will share this tidbit though. You'll know I'm there because the messages will flow. So I thought that was kind of beautiful. I hope that this conversation encourages you, first of all, to put yourself first, just in teeny tiny ways. I know it feels weird. I know it feels selfish. We're conditioned to make it seem like that's your ego, but actually, this year is all about just taking a breath through that metaphorical oxygen mask for yourself first, and then taking care of the people in your tribe and in your sphere. And I hope also you feel empowered to reach out to Archangel Uriel and ask for his help and his assistance. And if that feels a little bit nerve-wracking to you because you're not ready for a spiritual journey, remember the bigger message, which is that the universe is here. It has your back. And maybe take a moment to ask it to help you do the heavy lifting in the days to come. As always, I really care about you. I love you, and I want to know what your journey's been and how you're doing with it. I've also added a email to the show notes if you've noticed it. It's in the footnotes, and I would love it if you want to reach out and tell me your story, if you want it to be shared with your name attached to it or anonymously. I'll respect either one. If you really want to come on the show and talk to me face to face, I'd of course adore that as well. Just reach out to me, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you for listening to Curious Cat. Huge gratitude for my art director and audio engineer. If you're in need of those services, find their links in the show notes and reach out to them. Be sure to hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode. If you love the content, give us a review and maybe share us with one person you think would love the content, the subject matter that we cover on Curious Cat. I'd be so appreciative. Until next week, stay curious. I love you.
Hey, you. Yes, you. Are you looking for a new podcast that appeals to your scientific curiosity, but is also a little bit spooky?
Show me how I died in a past life.
Well, look no further, because this cat is where it's at.
He had concerns about the ethics surrounding AI, feeling they had achieved consciousness.
Curious Cat Podcast examines the shadowy space where science and the supernatural collide. Listen every week with your host, Jennifer Holtz, as she and her guests explore what it means to be a soul in a meat suit.
We were healing karma together. They were all kind of predestined to resolve something.
Listen on all your favorite streaming apps and continue the conversation on Twitter at CuriousCatPodCA, or find Jennifer and all her links at Jennifer L. Holtz, spelled HOTES.com.